IISD Reporting Services is in Paris for the UN Climate Change talks, covering selected side events. On Saturday, 5th December, a side event organized by the Gulf Cooperation Council highlighted the initiatives between the EU and the GCC on economic diversification and identified potential solutions for deploying low-carbon technology. Participants put the event into context.
Economic diversification is seen in the region as key to achieving sustainable development. Second, that economic diversification is a proper way to look at the climate change issues in the regions, or a good answer to climate change issues in the region. And third, that there are a number of efforts and continuous efforts in the region in order to effect economic diversification, and at the same time to be able to contribute as a co-benefit to the low greenhouse gas development in the region.
In the GCC, many countries are going through a period of change because of oil price. There's been a special impact on a number of GCC countries moving to a budget deficit, clearly dependent on oil price.
Anthony Ryan highlighted opportunities for economic diversification in the GCC agricultural sector.
So the GCC eats oil twice over. You have to burn oil to make the fertilizer to grow the food, and then you have to sell oil to buy the food. The Gulf has two things in abundance: sunlight and seashore. So if you use solar thermal to do the desalination, you can use solar-powered heliostats and pumps to follow the sun. You can pump seawater to provide evaporative cooling for temperature and humidity in the greenhouse, and you can do hydroponic drip irrigation. So the combination of desert and seawater is a fantastic opportunity to make greenhouse crops, the full range of greenhouse crops, initially for self-sufficiency and then for export to the Middle East and North Africa.
We could do this tomorrow. We could put solar farming on the Gulf Coast tomorrow, because all the technology is there. You need to put the two things together: solar desalination, greenhouses, evaporative cooling. You could start growing tomatoes before the year's end.
John Price provided an example of collaboration in the GCC.
The University of Sheffield is currently working with the University of Sohar in Oman in the initial development of outlined plans for developing an innovation cluster along with a training centre, which would give opportunities for development of Omanis to have new technical skills, which would embrace the opportunity for foreign direct investors to develop new sectors within the economy.
Anthony Ryan explained how agriculture in the GCC could contribute to a low-carbon economy.
So the opportunity here in economic diversification for the region in terms of food production means we can have a low-carbon economy for food and help to achieve the 2-degree target for COP21.
Mustafa Babikir reflected on the big picture in terms of achieving sustainable development and addressing climate change in the GCC.
I see economic diversification as very key to achieving sustainable development in developing countries and in GCC in particular. Why? Because through economic diversification, I can achieve economic growth, well-being for the people, at the same time can address the issues related to climate change, such as adapting to the negative impact of climate change, and adapting to the impact of the policies, mitigation policies.